Welcome back to another episode of MotoGP Mac, and today we're going to talk about the Japanese Grand Prix that just happened in Motegi. Now, the race was won by Jack Miller from Binder, Martin, Marc Marquez, Oliveira, Marini, Vinales, Quartararo, Bastianini, Bezzecchi, Zarco, Pol Espargaro, Alex Marquez, Morbidelli, Crutchlow, Aleix Espargaro, Di Antonio, Fernandez, Gardner, Nakagami were the last of the finishers. Pecco Bagnaia crashed on the last lap. Rins retired with something wrong at the front end. Darren Binder crashed and then retired. Tsuda's bike expired in a spectacular fashion, nearly caused a red flag or a worry for a red flag due to oil. And Nakashima also crashed. Now, I'm going to split this one up a little bit. I'm just going to talk about some of the riders first, and then we'll talk about what happened with Pecco Bagnaia and the championship contenders. So Jack Miller, probably in my view, had the most dominant race of his life. Within lap 2 he had the lead, and after that no one actually saw him, but he was able to put in such a consistent pace. It kind of looked like that he was out on a demonstration ride rather than actually racing in a Grand Prix. Jorge Martin was in second place for a majority of the race, but towards the end his tyres started to go. He started to lose pace. Brad Binder was there and he overtook him for second. Brad's race was quite a good race. He got the jump at the start. He was soon passed by Martin and Miller, but he did a solid race in third position until Martin's tyres started to go off, and then when he overtook Martin for second place. Oliveira and Marc Marquez were in fourth and fifth. Now, Oliveira was in fourth for majority of the race. He did seem to fade towards the end, but Marc Marquez rode an absolutely brilliant race as well. If Miller didn't put in the performance that he did, Mark would definitely be my rider of the day. He did push himself. Motegi is a very physical circuit, and he was able to not only last, but towards the end of it, he was able to battle with Oliveira to take fourth. Solid race for Marini and Vinales. Bastianini was quite good as well. He did make up a good few spots. Bezzecchi, again, solid race. Zarco dropped back a bit at the start, not really sure what was going on. He started running wide. It was looking like that he couldn't slow the bike down. Whether that was a front tyre problem or not, I don't know. Pol Espargaro, he was up a little bit higher. He did fade towards the end. Alex Marquez kind of had a lonely race. If I'm honest, he didn't really light up the fires. Morbidelli and Crutchlow, they had a bit of a battle. They were running around together. 0.2 of a second at the end of the race, separating them. Again, it's a worrying thing for Franco in my own mind, especially with a lot of Yamaha top brass being there. Aleix Espargaro, I suppose. Look, let's talk about the championship contenders. Aleix Espargaro, drama at the start for him when he tried to take off his bike. Seemed like it was in like a limp home mode. It just wouldn't rev out, so he had to come back in, change the bike, and do a pit lane start. Now, it was funny when he came in, he just dumped the other bike, flattened the ground, and hopped onto the other one. But then I suppose the story of the race was that both title contenders didn't seem to have the pace today. So Quartararo and Bagnaia, Quartararo started in ninth place and finished 8th, and Pecco started in 12th or so, and it took him a good 8 or 10 laps to get into the top 10, Pecco alone. So they didn't seem to be doing it. Now, Pecco towards the end did start to show a lot of pace, closed the gap up, repassed Bastianini, closed the gap up, and then on the last lap he went for a move, lost the front, nearly took Quartararo out as well, and now ends up 18 points behind in the championship, which is a bit of a disaster. And I think it was in championships for Fabio, even though it was in 8th place, he actually extended his lead out from Pecco to 18 points, and from a late to 25 points. So not a bad day in the office for Quartararo, but again, it was just a very weird race. Odd race is the way I would call it for the championship contenders. They just didn't seem to have the pace. Quartararo was like 0.8 of a second off the fastest lap that was done by Jack. So it just kind of gives you an understanding of kind of where he was. And that, I think, you know, solid race as well for Nakagami. With the injury, he still finished in 20th. You know, take my hat off to him. But I thought it was a great race from Miller. It was kind of multiple races within one, which was good. It is a very physical track. Next week again we have another race, so I will be streaming the whole races again, so please feel free to come and join. But yeah, if I look at it, my rider of the day was Jack Miller, closely followed by Marc Marquez, if I'm honest. But I'd love to know what you thought of the race. Who was your favourite or standout rider of today, on performance reasons, not just because you're their fan? Definitely leave it in the comments below, and I'll be back again tomorrow with another video.